I don't got no enemies. I ain't got no issues. I don't want no enemies. I don't want no issues. I just want peace. I just want joy, and I just want freedom. I love my freedom.
Yeah.
There's two reasons why a man leaves his wife or files for divorce. Number one is another woman pushing him to do it, okay? Or number two is something real foul went down.
Oh my God.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Jeannie Mai's worst nightmare just exploded in real life, and this one's got Hollywood gasping. Reports are swirling that Jeezy finally lost his cool and dropped the real reason behind their messy divorce. The shocking part, it's not what Jeannie wanted the world to believe. Allegedly, there's a raw, unedited video floating around, one that supposedly shows Jeannie in a private moment with none other than Mario Lopez. And word on the street is that this clip has already hit the dark web, waiting for the highest bidder to cash in on the chaos. Jeannie, who's been publicly crying foul and painting Jeezy as the bad guy for months, is now in panic mode. She spent all that time calling him controlling and cold, but now it looks like the tables have completely turned, and the receipts aren't in her favor. Jeezy's been quiet for so long, letting everyone assume he was the villain, but insiders are saying he's been sitting on this evidence, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Now fans are going wild trying to piece it all together. Did Jeezy really just snap out of nowhere? Or has this been part of his plan from day one? Some people think he stayed silent to protect their daughter, while others claim he's had enough of being dragged through the mud and wanted to reclaim his name once and for all. Whatever the truth is, this drama just flipped the whole narrative upside down, and the internet can't look away.
Jeannie Mai was trying to keep her marriage together. But when Jeannie Mai realized that she was losing the battle in the court of public opinion, when she realized that Jeezy was dead serious about getting not only joint custody, but possibly primary custody of their child, she had to go into damage control, and she is now accusing him of she posted a picture, I'm not gonna show y'all the picture, of her, I guess her foot, and she claims that he did something to her foot, not her face, but her foot.
Before diving into all the chaos surrounding Jeezy and Jeannie Mai's explosive divorce, we've got to rewind to the exact moment fans knew Jeezy was officially done with her, because that scene was caught on camera, and it said everything. It happened during a sit-down on The Breakfast Club, when the host casually asked him how life had been after the split and whether he carried any regrets. Everyone expected tension, bitterness, maybe even anger, but Jeezy's calmness stunned the entire room. With a straight face and zero hesitation, he said he felt amazing, completely at peace, and finally free from the marriage. He didn't throw shade, didn't raise his voice, didn't even crack a smirk, just spoke like a man who'd already made peace with his past. Then, he dropped a line that made fans' jaws drop. He said he was glad he didn't have to deal with enemies anymore. And when he added, "I'm putting myself first at all costs," the room went silent, because everyone knew that was it. No more power couple, no more pretending. Jeezy was done. That single sentence said more than 1,000 interviews ever could. The way he said it, calm but final, told the whole story. He wasn't bitter, just finished. Fans later rewatched that clip over and over, pointing out the slight smirk and that look in his eyes when he said those words. It was the exact second people realized the love was gone, and that Jeezy had finally walked away for good. So when rumors started swirling a few weeks back that Jeezy had finally snapped and allegedly leaked tapes that could ruin both Jeannie Mai and Mario Lopez's careers, fans didn't even blink. It sounded wild, but people believed it instantly because it fit too perfectly with everything that had been building up. Word spread fast that Jeezy had discovered Jeannie's secret connection with her TV colleague Mario, a supposed affair that had been going on for weeks behind his back. Insiders claim Jeezy was completely crushed when he stumbled upon Jeannie's phone and found those flirty late-night messages between her and Mario. The man was heartbroken, but here's the twist. Even after finding those texts, Jeezy wasn't ready to end things right away. He reportedly told close friends that he was still holding out hope Jeannie would cut off the affair and fight for their marriage. But everything changed when he got an anonymous package. And inside were several explicit videos that allegedly showed Jeannie and another man in compromising situations. That's when reality hit hard. He had been married to Jeannie for just 2 years, but that discovery shattered him beyond repair.
I'm all about understanding. I'm all about what's best for everybody. The greater good. And it just like, I'm just telling you, like, my life, right? I tell myself this every day, like, man, this is amazing. I don't got no enemies, I ain't got no issues, I don't want no enemies, I don't want no issues, I just want peace, I just want joy, and I just freedom. I love my freedom. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love it. Like, you just talked about, I came up here independently. I just called, like, I'm from the Breakfast Club. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gotta check in. I ain't gotta, I ain't gotta talk to no label. I ain't gotta do nothing. Shout out to Deb, I love y'all. But it's just like, freedom and ownership is everything. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're talking art, you're talking culture, you're talking your mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've worked hard my whole life. This is the season of me. You know what I'm saying? I put myself first at all costs.
Sources say he didn't even wait a full day. He called his lawyer immediately and said he wanted out. No more counseling, no second chances. People who know Jeezy say he looked more disappointed than angry, like a man who had been expecting betrayal but didn't want to believe it until the evidence hit him in the face. That's what really stung, the realization that the red flags had been there all along and he'd ignored them out of love. And here's where things get even more intriguing. Fans started doing their own digging, combing through Jeannie's old interviews, posts, and even her old talk show moments. It didn't take long before they started connecting dots between her and Mario. Viewers recalled moments from The Real where Jeannie made some controversial remarks about her preferences when it came to dating men of different backgrounds, and the tension on set was palpable. Her co-host faces said it all, pure shock and discomfort, while Jeannie just sat there smiling like nothing happened. The only one who dared to call her out in that moment was Tamar Braxton, who didn't hold back at all. Fans now look back at that clip as a major red flag, saying the way Jeannie carried herself back then showed a side that wasn't as innocent as she wanted people to think. And now with these new allegations swirling around, that old moment feels like a preview of the storm that was coming all along. And even in that old clip, you can see Jeannie's body language shift the second Tamar called her out. She went straight into defense mode, talking fast, trying to laugh it off, but you could tell she was caught off guard. That's what makes this whole situation so shocking now. Because if these new allegations about a leaked tape between Jeannie and Mario are true, it connects back perfectly to what she openly admitted on The Real years ago. Back then, Jeannie boldly said something that had people's jaws on the floor. She claimed that when it came to dating, black men were just her side flings, while white men were her real partners. The studio went silent, her co-host looked stunned, and social media lit up for days after that episode aired. It was one of those moments people never forgot, and now it's being brought back up with a whole new meaning. Fans are saying Jeannie basically told on herself years ago that she already saw certain relationships as temporary thrills rather than real commitments. And now, with this supposed scandal involving Mario surfacing, that old statement feels like a prophecy that finally came full circle. The kind of full-blown irony that Hollywood stories are made of. That old clip doesn't just come across as uncomfortable anymore. It looks like straight-up foreshadowing for everything that went wrong in Jeannie and Jeezy's marriage and exactly why Jeezy eventually snapped. Fans have been tearing Jeannie apart online ever since that resurfaced, calling her out for comments that now sound even more twisted given how everything unfolded. One comment that really hit hard said, "It got me when she didn't even realize how bad that sounded." Tamar literally had to break it down for her in the simplest way. And she still doubled down. That moment aged horribly, because now, with what's allegedly come out, people are looking back like, wow, she really said all that and meant it.
You dated black guys.
Love black guys, yeah. Yeah, I did. But for me, dark meat on the side, white keeps me mean and lean, you know? That's why I married white man. That's what I like.
Hold up. What do you mean, dark meat on the side?
Because she lightweight offensive. I am
No,
going
I'm
to
not.
push.
I'm saying I really do think black men are attractive. I do. Like, that's my...
Well, what do you mean, dark meat on the side?
That means, honey. You know what that means.
Wait, what are you reading it as?
Ain't nobody, how did you say it?
I'm just saying, like, when I think about men, I like dark men. I do.
Right, you like your main man to be white and your side
No, that is not what I mean.
Jeannie, explain what you mean.
Okay,
what
I meant is, like, I used to date black men, okay? I think they're attractive. But what I decided to stick to, because it just kept me happiest, was my man, Freddie, who happens to be white.
Are you sure?
But it didn't stop there. The internet exploded when another fan wrote, "And that's why I never liked her marriage to Jeezy. She had a fetish for black men." That single line sent shockwaves through social media. Comment sections filled up within minutes, with people saying it finally made sense, that Jeannie was drawn to the idea of Jeezy, not the real man behind the fame. In hindsight, Fans believed their relationship was doomed from the very beginning because the foundation was never built on true love or understanding. Things get even darker when you start connecting the dots. Jeannie was married to her ex-husband, a white man, for over a decade. No kids, no major emotional connection that the public could see. And yet, just months into her relationship with Jeezy, she was suddenly pregnant. Fans started side-eyeing that timeline, saying it looked like Jeannie was using her relationship with Jeezy to create an image she'd once spoken against, like she wanted to rebrand herself in Hollywood. People close to the situation even said Jeezy noticed early on that something was off, but he ignored it because he was deeply in love and wanted to build a family. But looking back, those little red flags, the awkward comments, the distant behavior, the cultural disconnect all make sense now. And when the rumors about the alleged affair and leaked tapes came out, it felt to fans like the final chapter in a story that had been spiraling from day one. The pattern starts to look downright sinister when you really line it all up. If those alleged tape rumors have any truth to them, it doesn't just paint Jeannie as unfaithful. It makes it seem like she never truly loved Jeezy in the first place. Fans are saying it looks more like she was using him from day one, chasing a certain image, that power couple look, the picture-perfect family, and the kind of mixed baby aesthetic that would boost her brand in Hollywood. What's wild is that for years, Jeannie swore she didn't want kids or a traditional family again after her first marriage. She went on record multiple times saying she wasn't built for that lifestyle, that she wanted freedom and career focus. And then suddenly, with Jeezy, everything flipped overnight.
And he's saying it for me.
But he's never said anything. He's never said anything.
No, I've heard him say to people, I wouldn't mind having children, and I do love children. I know, it's a little.
Wanna, come on, you can put one out for him.
Lonnie, no.
One is not gonna hurt. We'll help you take care of it. We'll give it to Aiden. Aiden will help.
To fans, that switch-up felt suspicious, like she wasn't moved by love but by optics. Now people are rewatching old interviews, saying it all feels staged, like she was playing a role the whole time. It's one thing to fall out of love, but it's another to build a relationship on image, attention, and clout. And if that's what really went down, then Jeezy wasn't just betrayed. He was used in the most public and painful way possible. So when Jeannie suddenly popped up with a new man, Jeezy, barely a year after finalizing her divorce, everyone was completely stunned. Nobody saw it coming, especially after she'd spent so long saying she didn't want to settle down again. And this wasn't some casual rebound situation either. They went from being total strangers to engaged in less than 12 months. It was fast, intense, and had people whispering that something just didn't add up. Under normal circumstances, moving on that quickly wouldn't raise too many eyebrows. But in Jeannie's case, the timing looked wild because just a year earlier, she was saying marriage wasn't for her anymore. And suddenly she was showing off a diamond ring like she'd been waiting her whole life for it. When reporters pressed her about it, Jeannie brushed it off, saying she and Jeezy were grown-ups in their late 30s who knew what they wanted and saw no reason to delay. It sounded mature on the surface, but fans weren't buying it. People online immediately called it a walking red flag. They pointed out that her actions completely contradicted everything she'd said before, and that the whole thing felt more like a fast-track publicity romance than a genuine love story. Still, for a while, it looked like they were proving everyone wrong. In their 2 years together, Jeannie and Jeezy appeared happy, always smiling at events, sharing sweet moments on camera, and even opening up about building a family. From the outside, it seemed like they had beaten the odds. But now, with everything that's come out, those perfect moments look a lot more staged than sincere. Right before they were about to celebrate their 2-year anniversary, fans started picking up on something strange about Jeezy. The man who used to proudly post his wife and gush over her suddenly went quiet. No more matching outfits, no more gushy captions, no more power couple energy. Even when Jeezy did pop up on Jeannie's social media, the vibe was totally off. They looked stiff, distant, almost like they were trying too hard to recreate the chemistry they once had. Looking back now, it's painfully clear that this was around the time Jeezy started sensing something wasn't right. Insiders believe this was when he first discovered that Jeannie might have been sneaking around with Mario Lopez. And once that suspicion hit, everything changed. What makes it even more shocking is that Mario and Jeannie had everyone fooled. On the surface, they came across as perfectly normal co-workers, smiling during interviews, laughing on set, totally professional. Nothing about them screamed scandal at the time. But once the rumors of their alleged affair broke, Fans went back through old clips and couldn't believe how many innocent moments suddenly looked suspicious. There were little glances, playful touches, inside jokes, things that once seemed harmless now looked loaded with meaning. People started saying, "How did we miss this?" Because it had all been right there in plain sight. What once looked like friendly banter now came across like a hidden relationship being played out in front of millions. And Jeezy, the man at home, was the only one who didn't see it coming. As innocent as it all looked to the public, just imagine how heartbreaking it must have been for Jeezy to watch those clips, smiling on camera while secretly knowing what was really going on behind the scenes. That's the part that's haunting fans the most. He probably felt sick to his stomach, but still had to keep up appearances to protect Jeannie's image and career. People close to him say that behind closed doors, Jeezy was completely torn.
I want to thank you for my family. God, I want to thank you for my food. And God, thank you because my daddy made the New York Times bestsellers list.
Trying to process the betrayal while still being careful not to cause a public spectacle that could hurt their child. According to one insider, Jeannie and Mario had allegedly been exchanging flirty texts for months before anyone found out, but what they didn't know was that Jeezy had already seen everything as early as June, long before the world even knew there were problems between them. That was reportedly the moment he realized the marriage couldn't be saved. Instead of confronting her publicly, he stayed calm, gathered proof, and quietly began preparing for the divorce behind the scenes. Nobody knows the exact moment when those messages turned from playful to romantic, but it didn't take long for Jeezy to piece it all together. Once he did, he wasted no time calling his lawyer and fast-tracking the divorce papers. And this time, he wasn't playing nice. Jeezy wanted joint legal and physical custody of their child and made it clear he wasn't giving Jeannie a single dollar more than what was agreed in their ironclad prenup. Court documents later confirmed that Jeezy revealed they'd already been separated for quite some time and that there was no chance of reconciliation. After that, everything spiraled fast. The love story that once looked perfect on Instagram turned into one of the messiest Hollywood breakups we've seen in years. Once Jeannie realized that Jeezy wasn't backing down, she instantly switched into defense mode. And that's when things took a dark turn. She began throwing accusations left and right, trying to flip the narrative and paint herself as the victim. Her first move was claiming that Jeezy blindsided her with the divorce, saying it completely broke her emotionally and that she never saw it coming. But people weren't buying it. Fans pointed out that the signs had been crystal clear for months. They felt she was just playing the sympathy card to distract everyone from the rumors about her and Mario. But Jeannie didn't stop there. What she did next completely changed the direction of the case. In a shocking twist, she accused Jeezy of domestic abuse, filing claims that painted him as aggressive and dangerous. According to court filings, Jeannie alleged that one serious incident happened at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel in San Francisco back in April 2022. She claimed Jeezy got physical during an argument and that hotel security had to intervene after she told them she didn't feel safe being around him. She even alleged that he verbally insulted her, saying things like, "I can do so much better than you," and calling her cruel names in the heat of the moment. Another claim stated that during a separate altercation inside a car, Jeezy supposedly grabbed her so roughly that she was left with visible scratches across her right side. These allegations hit the media like a thunderstorm. Fans were split. Some believed Jeannie and said no one would invent something that serious, while others argued the timing felt too convenient, coming right after her affair rumors exploded. Either way, the damage was done.
Two reasons why a man leaves his wife or files for divorce. Number one is another woman pushing him to do it, okay? Or number two is something real foul went down. You think that was in love? I feel so bad for her.
Yeah,
I do.
Well, we don't.
The clean, classy image of their marriage was gone for good, and both sides were now fighting to protect their reputations like their careers depended on it, and keep up the perfect family image she'd built online. People close to Jeezy even claimed that Jeannie started panicking once she realized the marriage was truly over, not just emotionally, but financially and publicly too. Her brand had been built around that happily ever after narrative, and losing it meant losing a lot of credibility and sponsorship appeal. So when the divorce hit, many think she tried to weaponize sympathy and frame herself as a victim to regain control of the story. But the problem is, the timing of her accusations raised eyebrows. They came right after Jeezy filed for joint custody, and right when he began getting more public support. To a lot of people, that looked like an attempt to turn the tables. The internet quickly split into sides. Some siding with Jeannie, saying no woman would lie about something so serious, while others pointed out inconsistencies in her claims and patterns in how she handled her past relationships. Either way, the situation took a dark turn that no one saw coming, and it's clear this divorce is far from over. Exactly. And Tamar wasn't the only one hinting that Jeannie might have crossed a serious line. When Tamar spoke out, she said something that really stuck with fans. A man doesn't just wake up and file for divorce for no reason. Something had to push him there. That statement hit hard because Jeezy had always presented himself as calm, private, and deeply family-oriented. For him to suddenly pull the plug, especially with a newborn at home, said a lot without saying much. People online began connecting the dots. The pressure for more kids, the alleged manipulation, and the sudden shift in Jeannie's behavior right before the split. Some insiders even suggested that Jeezy had caught wind of things that made him question everything, from her loyalty to her intentions. And when he realized that she might have been more focused on maintaining her image than their actual marriage, that's when things started falling apart behind closed doors. Now, fans are divided. Some saying Jeannie's been exposed, while others claim Jeezy's just trying to protect his reputation after her DV accusations. But one thing's for sure, this divorce is getting uglier by the day. And with Tamar and other celebs now chiming in, it's turned into a full-blown Hollywood scandal. Exactly. And that's what's got everyone on edge right now. The silence isn't just suspicious. It feels strategic. Jeannie has always been calculated with her image. Every post, every interview, every authentic moment crafted to fit her clean, career-safe persona. But now, that silence feels like she's cornered, trying to figure out what to do next before the inevitable hits. If that tape is real and it leaks, it's not just her reputation on the line, Mario's too. He's been trying to rebuild his own image, but being tied to a scandal like this could undo years of work in an instant. Fans are already flooding both of their social media accounts with questions, and the longer they stay quiet, the more people assume there's truth behind the rumors. At this point, Jeannie's not just fighting for her public image, she's fighting for her career's survival. Because once the public labels you a liar and a manipulator, especially after something this messy, there's no clean comeback. And that's where things stand. A storm brewing, secrets hanging by a thread, and everyone waiting for the next bombshell to drop. If you think this story's wild now, wait till the next twist. Because in Hollywood, the truth always finds a way out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for all the latest updates. You won't want to miss what's coming next.